We sincerely apologize for coming to you behind schedule. Welcome to Politics Tonight, where we dig and go beyond the headlines for informed analysis of major political stories in Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. With less than 2 days to the March 18 governorship and state assembly elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and other stakeholders are intensifying preparations for peaceful and credible conduct of the polls. On the interview segment for today, we examine the governorship races across the country with a political communications expert and Assistant Director of Media and Publicity for the Presidential Campaign Council of the All Progressives Congress APC, Biodun Ajiboye, as our guest, as well as the governorship candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in Gombe State, Khamisu Mailantarki. But before we go into the interviews, let's take some stories about events shaping the polity. Ahead of the March 18 governorship and state assembly elections, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba Alkali, has ordered restrictions of all forms of vehicular movement on roads, waterways, and other forms of transportation from 12 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. The IG said those on essential services, such as officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, election observers, accredited media, and emergency responders are excluded. In a statement by the force spokesman, Muyiwa Adejobi, the directive excludes the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, as no election is being conducted there. The Inspector General reiterates the ban on all security aids to VIPs and escorts from accompanying their principals and politicians to polling booths and collation centers during the elections. He also barred state-established security and privately owned outfits from participating in election security management. The state-owned security outfits include the Benue State Community Volunteer Guards, the Amotekun Corps, Ebubiagu, among others. Let's take a short break and I'll be right back. Welcome back to Politics Tonight. I'm now joined by the governorship candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in Gombe State, Honorable Khamisu Mailantarki, on the governorship race in the Northeast states. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right. And now let's begin with the governorship battle in Gombe State. As a new party in the state, how prepared are you for the election on Saturday?
Well, thank you very much. We are well prepared. It's a new party, but it has a lot of followership, and we have a lot of people that believe in the, in our party. So we are new, but I think I can rightly tell you here that we are the most popular party in the state. So we are all set, for the election, and hopefully the good people of Gombe and Nigeria will see how new parties will, win elections. In my state, it's not about the political parties; it's about the candidates. We have seen, and Gombe State was opportune to be governed by PDP, and now it's being governed by APC. So we all see how they are going about governing the state, and I'm sure the good people of Gombe are not satisfied with what they have done, and they need a change. And this change is coming this time around. That is why a lot of supporters, a lot of citizens of this state are queuing to vote for the NNPP. It's a new party, but our ideas, our ideologies, our concept, our party is accepted by all from look and cronies of the state. If you travel from the south to the west part of the country, Gombe State, from every part of Gombe State, you realize how this party has become so popular. And one good thing about my state, they are not talking about even the parties. They are not talking about the parties because some people are trying to take advantage of the name of the party, or they are trying to take advantage of the incumbency, the ruling party, but the people are resisting. They are insisting on credibility, they are insisting on merit, and they are insisting on competence of our candidates. And doing that is giving us a lot of advantage. And we hope by next tomorrow, this time around, NNPP will emerge victorious in the gubernatorial election and the State House of Assembly in Gombe State.
All right. You attested to your party being a new party, yet you say you're popular. Help me understand that. And how much work has gone into your campaign?
Well, we have 114 wards. We have been into more than 250, towns because we campaign rigorously. We've been to every part of the country, every part of the state. We introduced our manifesto. We told them the plans we have, how we intend to help students, how we intend to help farmers, how we intend to help the good people of Gombe State. Because Gombe State is in a very bad shape at the moment. Because everyone is crying. The students are crying because there's no scholarship, no any incentives from government, no any encouragement to further their education or to enhance the quality of education. And the farmers are crying because since the inception of this government, they have not been given fertilizer, they have not been given any encouragement to enhance their farming activities, unlike the previous government. The previous government were able to at least put some effort to support agriculture. In the case of Gombe State, presently, this has been a history, And then our farmers, as I said earlier, and our students, and our businessmen and women, they are crying so much tax, from every body, from every business, and so much loan the government have acquired. But there is not much to show because we have dilapidated hospitals, dilapidated schools, hospitals without doctors, without medicine. Without, we have to even declare state of emergency in so many things in Gombe State, especially in the hospitals and education, because a lot of schools have not been are dilapidated, just like I said earlier. Our civil servants, the people working in the state, they are crying. There is no promotion. There is some areas, no minimum wage is not paid. There is quite a lot of things. A lot of them are qualified to be promoted. But I think in Gombe, all the civil servants are crying because they don't enjoy all these kind of things. And there's even a policy that the government is introducing, which is really making the good people of my state, the civil servant, is making them very, very sad, and is making the work not interested, because you can imagine every worker that have to travel maybe 3 to 10 kilometers away from his house, he has to be there every day, certain period of time, and do what they call biometrics. And if he doesn't do that, they will cut that part of his salary. And then you can imagine the Go Health project program that was supposed to cater for their medical needs.
All right.
You can imagine, and they make it compulsory. It's not necessary. It shouldn't have to be compulsory. If you are some families, the husband is working in federal government, he has that insurance policy to cover the health of the family. And
I do apologize. We have to go on a commercial break now, but when we come back, we will look into your agenda and mission for the people of Gombe State. Please stay with us.
is available to serve under the umbrella of PDP to put Nasarawa State on the map of greatness. Vote Right Honorable David Emmanuel Mbugadu, PhD, for Governor, come 2023.
Welcome back to Politics Tonight, and I still have with me the governorship candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in Gombe State, Honorable Khamisu Mailantarki, will discuss in the governorship race in the Northeast State. All right, Honorable, you're contesting against strong parties like the PDP and the APC. How will you rate the chances of your party, the NNPP, against them?
Well, as I said, it's not about the political party in the case of my state, because they have all ruled this state, and people of Gombe State are not satisfied with what they did, So this is a chance and opportunity for another to try something else. So NNPP is a new party, but thank God, since its inception in Gombe State, a lot of followership. People believe in our cause, and if you are rating today, I think if you are rating in terms of popularity among the good people of Gombe, you rate NNPP to be number one. So that is a big confidence we have, because the people believe in the candidates, not the parties, and our people can be able to differentiate between good contestants and candidates and political parties. So, and our programs, we have a very robust and very good program for the good people of Gombe State. For instance, you look at education in Gombe now. Educationally, we are down. We are going back, but we need to do something to enhance that. That is why we intend to at least give a free scholarship and to give a free education from the primary education, which is not going to be only free, it will be compulsory. We are going to give scholarship to all the citizens of Gombe State that got a first class. They will have an opportunity to study anywhere in the world to further their education, to do their masters, and that will be taken care of by the state government. And if you happen to be an indigent of Gombe State and you have a master's in a certain class of, very good grade, the state government will equally encourage you to go and do your PhD anywhere in the world, and it's going to be free. And we're going to make all the exams in nations, that is the JAM, NECO, WAEC, SSC, and NAPTEP. This will be free in Gombe State. This is among what we have in our own policy. And then if you look at, apart from that, we intend to replicate what our mentor is doing in Kano or has done in Kano. If you read what Rabiu Musa Konkoso did in Kano when he was a governor, he was able to encourage, to support every citizen of Kano State based on merit. That is why you go everywhere in the world, you see a Kano man, as a pilot. You see him in big hospitals, being medical doctors, engineers. They are all around the world.
All right, so let's quickly go back to February 25th. The NNPP could only win in Kano State during the presidential and the National Assembly elections. But how will he win in other states without Kwakwanso on the ballots now? Honorable Khamisu, did you get my question? Right, let me repeat myself. I'm talking about the February 25 election where the NNPP could only win in Kano State during the presidential and National Assembly elections. How will it win in other states without Kwakwanso on the ballot? All right, on the program tonight, I have been speaking with the governorship candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in Gombe State, Honorable Khamisu Mailantarki, and we're discussing the governorship race in the northeast states. And so far, he has been able to mention some of his vision and mission for the people of Gombe State, and particularly, he has touched on free and compulsory education for the people of Gombe State. All right, if you can hear me, Honorable. The NNPP could only win in Kano State during the presidential and National Assembly election. But now, how will it win in other states without Kwakwanso on the ballot? All right, let's take a quick break and I will be right back. Please stay with us.
Lagos is the most visited state in Africa as the fifth largest economy on the continent. Covering the state and its government is no mean feat, it's a busy beat. We go beyond the curtain of tapes to traveling far into the deep.
I want to thank the Lagos state government for the healthcare facility.
To bring stories that cut across all spectrums.
A greater Lagos shall be ours.
We tell you stories that define our collective well-being as Lagosians. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Watching Politics Tonight, and on the program tonight we have been discussing the governorship race in Gombe State with the governorship candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP. All right, Honorable, before we went on that break, I was asking you, February 25 election, the NNPP could only win in Kano State during the presidential and National Assembly elections. How will it win in other states without Rabiu Kwakwanso on the ballots?
Well, Rabiu Kwakwanso has already been associated with the party, and the good people of Nigeria knew who Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso is, and they knew his past when he was a governor in Kano State. He transformed Kano State. He has done well, and that is exactly what we are going to do in our state, because it's something worth emulating. And it's something worth, doing. Today, the good people of Kano State are happy. Everywhere in the world you find them very productive, very active, and doing well. And that was the work of Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso. He encouraged them, he sponsored them to study everywhere in the world. He encouraged all the people of Kano State based on merit. And that is exactly what we're going to do in Gombe. So without him on the ballot paper, people have already, they understand our own mission and they understand our effort to at least replicate what he did in Kano, in Gombe, because we have a lot of good people in Gombe that have potentials to, or they need little enhancement in education, in agriculture, in sport, in whatever field of life you can think of. So, and this party is, just like I said earlier, a lot of people are queuing on. They believe in the party, and they are waiting for the D-Day to elect us.
All right. Earlier, I know you tried to talk about your agenda for the people of Gombe State, and in the course of that, you talked about free and compulsory education. But now, as vast as you can, tell us more about your plans for the state if elected.
Yes, my plan for Gombe State, if elected, is to to transform the state and to make the state at least to encourage, to make it more. So we have a lot of things in terms of education, in terms of sports, in terms of businesses, in terms of healthcare, agriculture, and what have you. We have a lot of problems. Our farmers are now complaining bitterly. They are not producing because there is no sort. All farmers get fertilizer at the right time. They need the fertilizer and other incentives so that at least they can enhance food production. And then in education, just like I said earlier, we intend to give scholarship to not only a local scholarship, but international scholarship based on merit. Every citizen of Gombe State that acquire first class will enjoy automatic scholarship to study everywhere in the world. And then if you have masters too, a very good grade, we intend part of our policy to make sure that we encourage you to do your PhD. And apart from that, you look at our hospitals now, you can't find any medical doctor in Gombe State residing in any of our local government. All you find is a housemanship student that, so because they don't want to stay. The services, the welfare, the atmosphere is not, government is not encouraging them to stay and work, and we need them. So part of our policies, we are going to make sure that we introduce from even our student, our medical student, when they get admission, the moment they finish their registration, we're going to put them on salary until the day they graduated. And immediately they graduate, there's going to be a work. There's going to be a job for them. And we're going to make sure that we improve the services, the welfare. We are going to provide accommodation. We're going to provide transportation. We're going to make it very attractive so that even people or doctors outside Gombe, they can come and work in Gombe because our hospitals are just there, like without anything, no doctors and no medical equipment and no. So we have to restore that. And then we intend to, support our women too, because we have teeming, a very big population of women in the state. And part of their problem is healthcare. So part of our policies, we intend to give free healthcare for all the women of Gombe State, especially when they got pregnant, before they give birth. From the moment they take in and until when they are going to deliver, Gombe State government will take care of that health so that we can at least take off the burden from their husbands, from their parents, and from themselves. Because they are part of the society, we need to do something to appreciate them as our mothers and people that are very important. So these are a few things in our policy and how we intend to at least transform Gombe State. We have a lot of teeming youth, thousands of youth that are unemployed. Previous governments introduced policies like the Marshall, and so by doing so, they engage more than 10 to 15,000 citizens of Gombe, especially the youth. This time around, this government, the APC government, has abolished that, and these kids are now running around the street without work. So we intend to introduce something similar or even bigger so that we can engage more youth. We make sure that they are gainfully employed so that they can be useful to the society. And we will introduce how we support them in other fields of life, in agriculture, in businesses, in so there are quite a lot of things that we intend to do if I become a governor of Gombe State. And the good people of Gombe State have already understood they understand our mission, and that is why they are queuing on and waiting for the D-Day, so that at least we'll bring change into the state. In the state now, many places we don't have habitable roads. All the roads in Gombe State, if you look at them, you see roads that were constructed 10 years ago, or even more than that. Some of them are already out of shape. So we need to restore that. We need to make sure that we're going to make sure that we connect the state, every local government, every ward, we connect them, make sure that there's a free movement, and we construct roads. And then apart from the road network, if you look at the city infrastructure, and then, so if you will see our blueprint, it has it's very rich, and there's no iota of that we did not touch. Certain part of the country, a certain part of the state, we have a lot of potentials in agriculture, but our farmers are not producing more because there is no support from the government. There is no innovations. You can imagine now a farmer of Gombe State that is harvesting on 1 hectare of land will produce 10 bags of rice, while his counterpart in other part of the country is using the same size of land and is producing 100 bags of either rice or maize. So that is not even what we are talking about in Gombe State. People are still talking about fertilizer. So we have to look at how we meet up with the global standard, and we meet up with other cities that are doing well. So that is part of the things that we intend to do. And then...
All right, so let's stay on agriculture for a minute. Because Gombe is an agrarian state with great potential in farming, what are your plans for farmers to boost production if elected?
That is what I said earlier, that we are going to not only concentrate on providing fertilizer, which is the major problem now, because they are not enhancing. The farmers are crying every day because there's no...
Honorable Khamisu, are you there? All right, so we've been speaking with the governorship candidates of the NNPP in Gombe State, Honorable Khamisu Ahmed Mailantarki. We're discussing the governorship race in the Northeast State, and so far he's talked about his agenda, mission, and vision for the people of Gombe State. He's talked about education, free and compulsory education. All right, we have him now. Please go ahead, Honorable. All right, so let me have my question again. Gombe is an agrarian state with great potential in farming. I'm asking what your plans are for farmers to boost production if you get elected.
Yes, we intend to introduce estate farm. We intend to modernize agriculture. We're going to mechanize. We're going to introduce mechanized, because one of the biggest food producers in Nigeria. But we are not taking advantage of this potential because there's no much investment, there's no much research, there's no much, we are still restricted to the primitive way of doing or practicing agricultural activities. That is what I said. We are going to compare Gombe State with other states, not only in Nigeria, in Kenya, you look at in Zimbabwe, there's a lot of innovations, to reach, to get the best out of the farming activities. So we will do that in Gombe State. Definitely, we are going to look at it beyond just producing or providing fertilizer. So there's a lot of things that we put a line and we are going to introduce as soon as we take power. So, and we are not going to only use restrict ourselves in crop farming. We're going to look at aquaculture because we have a lot of water dams that we can do well by engaging in aquaculture. We can produce catfish. I am a farmer. I know I produce about 30,000 kg of catfish in my farm here in Abuja. So, and if I'm using the existence of a dam. So in Gombe, we have these similar dams. We have the Balanga Dam, we have Dadinkoa Dam, we have the Cham Dam, which if we make very good use of them, take advantage and introduce modern aquaculture, we're going to be the highest catfish and tilapia producers in not only northern part of the country, in Nigeria large. So we have all this in plan because our people, they need to be employed, and part of engaging them will not only be in business, education, or even agriculture. We can be able to engage a lot of our youth so that we produce and will make them very useful to the society.
All right.
Because we have millions of youths around the street without work to do. And if we introduce this kind of program in agriculture, we can be able to engage them so that all of them will produce food and other things for the benefit of the state and the country at large.
All right. Finally, before we let you go, what's your message to the people of the state ahead of the elections on Saturday?
My message is I'm pleading to the government, the APC government, that to allow us to have peaceful election. INEC has done their best. They introduced technology that the election will be very easy. But what we are going through now is really sad, you know. So the APC government are not intimidating our traditional rulers, the good people of Gombe State. I'm sure you must have had a lot of voice coming from the government or people in the government, you know, threatening the election, you know, trying to say that they can use the power, money, and, you know, to get votes. It's not necessary. And I'm pleading that we use the good people of Gombe. We are brothers to each other. We should introduce politics without bitterness. We are all brothers. Even after the election, Gombe State is going to be there. So the election should not be an avenue to divide us. Let us use the election to unite ourselves. So we should practice politics without bitterness. And then I think that will go a long way. We don't have to hurt each other. We have to believe Gombe is far better than all of us. So we shouldn't take advantage, of either incumbency or the fact that the other party is strong, is big.
All right, I must say a very big thank you to you, Honorable Khamisu Mailantarki, the governorship candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP in Gombe State. Thank you for coming on the program, telling us, discussing with us your vision and mission for the people of Gombe State. And we wish you the very best on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, let's take another break and I'll be right back. Please stay with us.
As I bring you news from the epicenter, where it happens and when it happens, staying on top of every breaking story, minute by minute, right at the hour where the city gets busy and just before it sleeps. We're live from every angle with objective insight and analysis. TVC News, first with breaking news.
It's always a great morning on the TVC Breakfast Show.
Thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
With the array of stories that matter and what's behind them.
As you say, the first blow indicates the direction of government.
Tell us what really is going on between your union and the federal government.
Once it's generated,
if you don't use it, it's waste. We are not even sure whether we have a strategy for security.
Are you saying that there was nothing wrong in that?
Was he the one driving the taxi?
Answer the question.
Reveal your morning with all you need to know.
Like
yes, just mundane lyrics.
Yes.
How does that fit into your scheme of events or duties right now?
No chief of staff, no general has the right to call a governor to order. The governor has been elected by his people.
Start your day right, because this is the breakfast show that adds to your breakfast. TVC Breakfast, weekdays at 7 a.m. only on TVC News.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe if they're well informed, first with breaking news.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
Join me, Precious Amayo, as I bring you news from the epicenter, where it happens and when it happens, staying on top of every breaking story, minute by minute, right at the hour where the city gets busy and just before it sleeps. We're live from every angle with objective insight and analysis. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Welcome back. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. I am now joined by a political communications expert and assistant director of media and publicity for the Presidential Campaign Council of the All Progressives Congress APC, Otumba Biodun Ajiboye, to discuss governorship races across the country. Thank you very much for joining us on the program tonight. Now, as a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, how will you describe the party's victory in the February 25 election?
Well, the victory was not particularly unexpected because the competition that greeted that election was quite stiff. And a new entrant, the Labour Party, actually, spin some, surprise. And we all have seen that, okay, they are capable of spinning a bit of surprise, and everybody who had a responsibility to prevent such insurgency had braced up considerably to ensure that our houses are put in order. So therefore, the right alliances have been done, the right mending of cracks in the wall have been done across, the political parties, and everybody is particularly very enthused and geared towards ensuring success, as far as their turf, is concerned. So I feel that parties is too sensitive to go in the hands of inexperienced, strange, new, orchestrated person to be governor. Lagos does not happen by mistake. Lagos elections are not a mistake. It is planned. Whoever will be governor of Lagos must have gone through it. Somebody was ahead of us. Now, for instance, in Lagos, the 572,000 votes we had in Lagos was a bumper. We could have had more, but even that helped considerably. Look at Castina, another 500,000 votes or more. So you can see that Ashwaju in the south, for instance, Port Harcourt, we did well. Akwa Ibom, we didn't do too badly. We did very well in about close to 31 states. We had 25%, 25 expected percent in about 31 states, and we had about 40–50% in so many other areas. We had 60% in some places. And on the average, we led with over 1.5 million votes. So Asiwaju was a very clear winner, a Nigerian that Nigerians voted for across boards, across religion, across ethnicity. And that is exactly who the leader of Nigeria should be. Somebody who can gather votes from almost everywhere in Nigeria, all geopolitical zones. So, and look at Obi, for instance. Obi did well among Christians, did well among his Igbo counterparts. In the southeast, Obi did so well that nobody even came close. Everybody else had 10,000, 5,000 votes. Obi was having 95%, 98%. So you can see that Obi, and look at Nasarawa, look at Kaduna, the Christian belt of the north. Look at Jos. The Christian belt of the north voted Obi and his people. You understand what I'm saying? Then, of course, Lagos, because Lagos, what accounted for Obi's success in Lagos was the NSAS euphoria. The young people in Lagos are still very interested in all this NSAS thing. And the governorship candidate of Labour in Lagos is an NSAS apologist. He's an IPOP apologist. He said it himself, which is why he's a dangerous person to vote for in Lagos. And this is why we are telling our people to see the danger in voting such a young man who has been IPOP apologist, NSAS burnt Lagos. So why would Lagosians vote for somebody of that character? So, these are the permutations, these are the clear issues, regardless of whether he's a Lagosian or not.
Otumba, because of time,
yes.
Let's get back to why there is so much focus on Lagos this time. Why? And do you think APC will retain the states?
I know that APC will retain Lagos. First of all, our party membership in Lagos is over 2.5 million. All we needed to do was to focus, work hard, synthesize, motivate, and mobilize.
How much work has gone into that?
A lot of work has gone day and night. I'm just coming from a mobilization meeting. And a lot of us went out to mobilize, to get people out to say, look, we must not allow this state to get in the hands of an orchestrated candidate.
All right. Now, before we go, what do you think Governor Sanwo-Olu has done in Lagos State to deserve re-election?
Oh, my God. Let me take just 3 factors. Now, the commissioning of that Ikota rice mill is monumental. It's an employment drive. It's not just employment drive, it's food production drive. The commissioning of that of the Lekki port is humongous to the economy of Lagos, to the economy of Nigeria, to the economy of Africa. Lagos has percentage of interest in that. Now, talk about road networks. Sanwo-Olu had done considerably well in terms of road network in Lagos. In terms of education in Lagos, look at the digitalization of Lagos teachers. They are quite, look at the hospitals in Lagos. Sanwo-Olu has really taken administration and leadership in Lagos to a dynamic height, such that whoever comes after Sanwo-Olu's second term would have a very good, robust job to do. And by the time that happens, Lagos will be a much more robust economy for Nigeria to be proud of. So that's what led to Sanwo-Olu had done creditably well in Lagos, well enough to deserve a second term. If there's a third term, Sanwo-Olu is one person that can get a third term. He has done so well, and people of Lagos love Sanwo-Olu because he has the appropriate character to lead. He's humane, and he's focused on his project. He's not a frivolous person, an accountant. He's been a commissioner in Lagos, a banker. He knows what governance is all about. Prudent governance. Sanwo-Olu is the choice of the people, and I can assure you on Saturday, you will have a landslide victory.
All right. Sadly, we do not have enough time to go into this, but I must thank you. Otumba Biodun Ajiboye is a political communications expert and assistant director of media and publicity for the Presidential Campaign Council of the All Progressives Congress. We've briefly talked about governorship races across the country, and particularly in Lagos. Thank you very much for
Thank you very much.
The program.
I'm happy to be here.
And thank you very much for watching. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But the conversation continues from here. Get in touch with us on Twitter at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatoji. Goodbye.
Greasy and smelly braids can be a thing of the past. Introducing the new Ruwa braids from Expression. Made with 100% Aquatex fiber from Canicolon. The new Ruwa braids from Expression is extremely fast drying and perfect for friction-free washing. Stay dry this season with the new Ruwa braids from Expression. Now available in pre-stretch and regular braid variants and in beauty shops near you.
TVC News first with breaking news.
We cover the big political stories in Nigeria, but people want more than just politics.
Business news, sports naturally, but you need news to live by also.
Stories about education, health, personal finance, and hey, even lifestyle news.
Newspaper reviews, travel news, and much more.
Nigeria, it's more than just politics. It's life.
Start your day with us every weekday.
TVC News Breakfast. First, fast, balanced, and accurate.
TVC News first with breaking news.
Lagos is the most visited state in Africa as the 5th largest economy on the continent. Covering the state and its government is no mean feat. It's a busy beat. We go beyond the curtain of tapes to travel in far into the deep.
I want to thank the Lagos State government for the healthcare facility.
To bring stories that cut across all spectrums.
A greater Lagos shall be ours.
We tell you stories that define our collective well-being as Lagosians. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
In the month of March, on the 3rd is World Wildlife Day. On March the 8th is a day set aside as International Women's Day. March 13th is Commonwealth Day, and March 21st is the day dedicated to the elimination of racial discrimination, and also World Down Syndrome Day. World Water Day is on the 22nd, and March 24th is World Tuberculosis Day, while March